It was supposed to be just another routine live stream, the kind where a charismatic star sits in front of a ring light, reading endless lines of digital love scrolling past his screen, smiling at the right moments, and maintaining the flawless image the world expects from him. Zhang Linghe had mastered this delicate dance over the years, effortlessly blending his calm elegance with a subtle, playful warmth that could make millions of hearts skip a beat with just a gentle tilt of his head. But on this specific evening, something in the air felt undeniably heavy, a quiet shift in the energy that no studio setup or carefully curated PR strategy could fully conceal. Behind those bright, mesmerizing eyes that usually held total control over every situation, there was a fleeting shadow of deep exhaustion, a quiet vulnerability that hinted at something brewing far beneath the surface of his polished public persona. Fans tuning in thought they were just getting a brief glimpse into his off-screen life, maybe a simple update on his latest drama or a casual chat about his grueling filming schedule, but no one could have anticipated that a single, unguarded second would shatter the invisible boundary he had spent his entire career building. As the stream progressed, the chat flooded with thousands of messages every second, a chaotic waterfall of heart emojis, eager questions, and declarations of adoration that most celebrities learn to skim over without truly absorbing. Zhang Linghe was responding with his signature soft-spoken charm, laughing softly at a joke and leaning in closer to the camera to adjust his focus, completely unaware that his focus was about to break in the most permanent way imaginable. His phone sat quietly on the desk beside his laptop, its screen dark for most of the broadcast, acting as a silent vault holding the unscripted reality of his personal life. Then came the moment that changed everything, a sudden, bright illumination of the screen as a notification popped up, accompanied by a distinct, unmistakable tone that resonated clearly through his sensitive microphone setup. It was a brief, automated pop-up, something so seemingly insignificant that in any other context it might have gone unnoticed, yet the specific phrasing on the screen immediately froze the air in the room, laying bare a deeply guarded aspect of his life that he had fought tirelessly to keep completely hidden from the unrelenting glare of the spotlight. The shift in his demeanor was instantaneous and heartbreakingly transparent for anyone watching closely enough to notice the subtle crack in his armor. The soft, relaxed smile that had graced his face just a breath before evaporated into absolute silence, his eyes widening in a split second of pure, unadulterated shock before his long fingers frantically reached out to flip the phone face down onto the desk. The sudden sharpness of his movement clashed violently with the gentle, easygoing aura he had projected for the past hour, and for a painful few seconds, total silence gripped the stream as Zhang Linghe simply stared into the camera lens, his breath catching in his throat as the reality of what had just appeared on screen settled over him like a heavy fog. He tried to recover, coughing softly into his hand and forcing a nervous, fleeting laugh as he attempted to redirect the conversation back to something light and safe, but the damage was already done, and the eagle-eyed viewers who had captured the exact frame were already piecing together the truth behind his sudden panic. What made the revelations so extraordinarily emotional was not merely the element of surprise, but the profound weight of what that brief slip actually represented in the grand tapestry of his journey. For years, the public had seen Zhang Linghe as an ascending icon, a powerhouse actor whose meteoric rise seemed almost preordained, structured entirely around breathtaking period visuals, intense on-screen courtships, and an air of unreachable, dreamlike perfection. Yet behind the dazzling costumes and the intense red carpet spotlights lay a man who carried quiet burdens, personal sacrifices, and deeply buried truths that he had deliberately shielded from the hungry eyes of media scrutiny to protect the people he cared about most. The leaked detail wasn't just a simple mistake or a trivial piece of gossip. It was a window into a hidden emotional world, a silent promise he had kept under wraps at immense personal cost, proving that the distance between his public image and his true self was far deeper, far more complex, and infinitely more human than anyone had ever dared to imagine. As clips of the fateful second began spreading like wildfire across social media platforms, the immediate online reaction shifted from sheer disbelief to a massive, overwhelming wave of profound empathy and collective fascination. Millions of people who had previously admired him from a distance were suddenly forced to view him through an entirely new lens, realizing that every soft gaze, every weary smile during long press tours, and every guarded answer in interviews was tied directly to this deeply intimate truth he had been quietly guarding all along. The internet became a buzzing emotional theater where fans analyzed old videos with newfound clarity, suddenly noticing the subtle hints, the quiet pauses, and the guarded expressions that had previously gone unexplained, realizing with striking impact that Zhang Linghe had been carrying this massive secret while enduring the agonizing pressure of being one of the most visible figures in modern entertainment. In the days following the accidental reveal, the atmosphere surrounding Zhang Linghe became charged with an electric tension, a delicate space where privacy, public expectation, and genuine human emotion violently collided. Rather than issuing a cold, detached corporate statement through his management agency to sweep the incident under the rug, the silence from his camp spoke volumes, allowing the sheer raw honesty of the moment to breathe and linger in the minds of the public. People were no longer just looking at a famous actor who had made a small mistake during a live broadcast. They were looking at a man whose carefully constructed world had suddenly been exposed to the raw, unfiltering light of day, leaving him standing vulnerable before the very audience that idolized him. The accidental leak didn't ruin his narrative. Instead, it elevated it into something deeply poignant and intensely captivating, stripping away the artificial gloss of stardom to reveal a beating heart, a genuine story of loyalty, sacrifice, and the heavy price of living a life under constant observation.